As an American, I don't like this man as a president of our country. I love being an American, but I don't feel he represents me, and I don't like that. I mean, even with other presidents that I've disagreed with politically, I felt like, okay.
As an American, I don't like this man as the president of our country. I love being an American, but I don't feel he represents me. The tone was already emotional before anything even began. It wasn't just politics. It was identity, frustration, and disbelief mixed together. And into that atmosphere walked Donald Trump, appearing on the show of David Letterman with one clear goal: dominate the room, not debate, not explain, control. From the very start, it was obvious this wasn't going to be a normal conversation.
Explain to me now what you were thinking about the Mike Tyson situation. Shortly after the verdict was announced that he had been convicted, he was guilty of the crime, you had a plan. Now, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
Yeah.
I was thinking that as soon as he gets out, he's going to fight at my casinos.
Yeah, but you can't buy your way through.
Of course, I'm only kidding when I say
Donald Trump came in confident, waving, smiling, sitting forward like he owned the cameras. He immediately tried to set the tone, complaining about unfair questions before any were even asked, mocking the writers, tossing out nicknames, and steering the conversation off track. When David Letterman brought up the Mike Tyson situation, Trump brushed past it, joked, deflected, and turned it into something else entirely.
Mike Tyson was greeted at his door at 1 o'clock in the morning by a woman. He then...
Well, we don't need to go through the case again.
It's ridiculous. The woman was dancing at 8 o'clock, and this guy's in jail for 6 years. I don't understand.
It wasn't about answering. It was about controlling the moment. He leaned in, talked over, reframed everything, as if the host was just another character in his own performance. David Letterman didn't interrupt. He didn't argue. He let Donald Trump talk. And that was the trap. He nodded, smiled politely, and gave Trump all the space he wanted, letting him fill the air with so much noise that the audience could start hearing what wasn't there. Then, in a calm tone, Letterman shifted everything. "Great," he said. "Since you like being in control, we'll do it your way." He reached under the desk and pulled out a laminated card labeled "One Question." The audience chuckled, expecting a joke. But Letterman held it up like a rule. "You get 60 seconds, no detours, no personal attacks, one answer." Trump smirked. "Easy," he said. But the energy in the room had already changed. David Letterman asked the question slowly, making sure no one could miss it. Name one thing you're proud of that helped ordinary people, and explain it without insulting anyone. A timer appeared. The seconds started ticking. Donald Trump began confidently. "Tremendous, historic, nobody's ever seen anything like it." But within seconds, he drifted. Back to grievances, back to blaming the media, back to attacking opponents. He never answered the question. Letterman didn't interrupt. He just pointed to the timer as it counted down. When the buzzer hit, the audience laughed. Not loudly, but sharply. Trump snapped, calling it a stupid game. Letterman calmly replied, "It was a simple question," and the room erupted. Donald Trump tried to take control back, raising his voice, accusing David Letterman of bias, claiming the audience was unfair. But Letterman didn't argue. He calmly flipped the laminated card over. On the back were Trump's own quotes, printed clearly, with dates. Letterman read one, then another that contradicted it, then a third. No commentary, just the record. Each time Trump tried to interrupt, Letterman raised one finger, polite, firm, in control. The audience started clapping between lines because now the pattern was obvious. Trump wasn't being attacked, he was being measured, and measurement was something he couldn't overpower. Then came the final trap. David Letterman asked for one more thing, a simple yes or no. No speeches, no detours, just an answer. Donald Trump froze, because yes or no removes performance. Letterman asked, "Do you believe you owe the public the truth, even when it makes you look bad?" Trump started to speak about witch hunts, but Letterman gently stopped him. "It's yes or no." The audience erupted. Then Letterman delivered the line that sealed the moment. "You came here to bully the host. But a question can't be bullied, it can only be dodged." And for a second, Trump had nothing. No comeback, no nickname, no control. He stood up, forced a laugh, and walked away. And by the next morning, everyone was replaying the same three things: the timer, the buzzer, and the moment he couldn't answer.